Okay, well, thanks for sticking with us there for the little bumping beginning. We're trying something a little new tonight. Well, it's not new. It's actually the old format we did a long time ago. We actually did like a real show. And so we figured let's try that again. And, plugging all the microphones in at the last second. You don't need to know about all this stuff. But anyways, it's the end of television. Glad you could make it. And we have 5 guests tonight. I'm not sure what we're looking at, but you at home know what you're looking at. So I'd like to go through and introduce everybody that's here tonight. Oh, hi, it's me. Yeah, no time for a haircut, but hey, at least I'm shaved. It's a start. No.
I shaved, but you can't tell.
So cool. So we got our round table with us tonight, And on the end here, we got Taylor Genovese. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Okay. And you do a local website that showcases on local acting talent and people making film and stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Tucson Filmmaker Magazine.
Cool. And then we have Jonathan Ziegler with us, who is also a local filmmaker, and you do a lot of work on people's projects around town and stuff. We've worked together before.
Yes.
And then our first reoccurring guest, Eric Schumacher. He's back. For those of you who didn't tune in that week, you missed a good episode. Watch it on YouTube. But anyways, Eric is a local actor, producer, director, triple talent, quadruple threat. And also we have Alan Williams, who is a local director and writer as well.
Yes.
And you've done some producing.
Out of survival,
yeah,
necessity.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've seen several of your short films on Access. They've shown some of them in the middle of the night. On a Clear Day,
Yeah.
Is that one of them? Yeah, that's one that I've
Really
seen several times on here. It's actually very good.
Thank you.
Keep your eyes open for that. And then on the end here, we have Jay Petersen, who is a local artist. And some of your artwork has recently been featured in an upcoming feature.
Yes.
And we will be showing you some of the artwork and discussing some of your...
Transformers, Finley Wade.
Yes.
Finley
Well, it's a
Wade,
better
yes.
movie than Transformers.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Let's hope. So anyways, okay. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes with each of you, but the nice thing about having everybody on at the same time, if something in the conversation sparks your interest, or if you got a thought or an idea, we can throw that out, and hopefully I'll pass the mic in the correct direction. And we're going to start with Taylor tonight. Okay, so what got you interested in wanting to do the website thing? Is it journalism background or?
I actually have film background.
Oh, okay.
I've done film here for about 7 or 8 years, and then I was turned on to this magazine from the original editor. His name was Phil Librand, who lives in Austin now, and he moved to Austin in August last year. And he didn't really have any other plans with the magazine. I didn't want to see something like that die. He had a little bit of a readership already. So I decided, or I had been in contact with him before. And so I had emailed him and told him my interest for taking over the magazine. I did write for doing journalism type writing before. And so I took it over and kind of restructured it, got a staff going. Got some contributing writers, and really tried to pick it up, and our readership's about doubled since then, and we're in a bit of a hiatus period now. We're going to kind of transform it and broaden the horizons a little bit. That was thanks to Eric, who consults with us a little bit. He gave us some good advice. So that's kind of the direction it's going now, and it should be getting a lot better.
And what is the website address and the name of it?
TucsonFilmmaker.com. And it's Tucson Filmmaker Magazine.
Okay. Some of you who have been watching the shows previously, you may know that occasionally Taylor will interview the same people that I interview on my show, and then you'll embed the video into the page. So that's a good concept.
Yeah, collaboration is something that, it's big right now in discussions with Tucson Film, and it needs to happen with shows like yours and the magazines like mine. We really just all need to work together.
And what made you get interested in film in the first place?
Honestly, I can't remember. I was a kid. I'm a lot of filmmakers have this story of being a kid and taking the camcorder and going out in the backyard with your friends and shooting something and cutting it together. And so I started doing that when I was I can't even remember.
Oh,
And it's just always been a passion of mine throughout my whole life. And
nice.
It's just continued.
So you said you've worked on about 7 or so productions over the last few years?
7 or so years.
Oh,
I've
7 or so
probably
years.
worked on 10 to 12 productions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anything that was a highlight or a?
Not really. I've worked on several things that we were trying to develop. One that we were trying to get in the film festivals and things, but a lot of it's been a real showcase. So we've shot a few short films for promotion periods or promotion purposes. I think the work that IFASA is doing right now is something that needs to not be ignored, and it needs to be promoted heavily. I think the thing that Tucson Film needs right now is heavy collaboration, and people need to get out there. They need to join IFASA primarily. With those numbers, we'll be able to leverage and create our own film industry here. The same thing that's kind of happened in Austin, in places in New Mexico, where the filmmakers have really banded together, and that attracts more business. And I think that's very important.
Yeah, hopefully, I'm cheating off of his mic there.
Oh.
Hopefully,
Lean over this
something like that will make the tax incentive a reality here in this state again. Which I know that's not all there is to it, but it does make people more willing to spend money when they know they're automatically going to get some of it back. While as here, they have to kind of take a gamble on us. But do it. Take a gamble. It'll be worth it. So let's see here. Okay, let's move on to Jonathan right now. So what got you involved in wanting to do film?
Long-time interest. I'd always done stuff like, I remember some of my first projects was I borrowed my uncle's Super 8 camera, and I didn't have a cable release, so I just kind of held the camera real steady and flipped a few frames at a time for whatever, clay, Legos, you name it. I think I actually found those someplace. Took film classes and just didn't really get the handle of it, and I came to realize later on that part of the problem is that I'm more of a trial by fire kind of person.
Yeah.
Throw me in the middle of something and I'll figure my way out.
Well, learn by doing.
Right, exactly. And I prefer a completely hectic, chaotic environment because there's lots to learn from. There's
you're loving
lots of
tonight.
input. Oh yeah, so I can just kind of watch what's going on and go, okay, I know exactly what's going on now. Oddly enough, when things are calm, I'm not so good at that. But
well, it tends to make you think there's always something going wrong or awry on a film set or a TV set. And
Yes.
what is it? If it's too calm.
If it's too calm, there's got to be something wrong.
Yeah.
That must be what's wrong. Somebody's not paying attention.
And so you're good at finding out what the
I'm good
wrong
at finding
is?
out what I'm good with systems. I always have been. You give me any system, you throw me in the middle of it, I'll figure out the system, and then I'll figure out how to make it work better, or at least how to make it work correctly. If not better.
So I remember when you were working camera / boom / grip / everything on our last movie.
On Writing Frenzy, yes.
Wow, you're very adaptable.
Yes.
So he's the
pride
guy with the
myself.
bass drum and the harmonica and the cymbal. And
Right.
One
Going,
man
okay,
band.
just tell me when to start.
He also
Yeah.
drove the sandwich cart.
Yeah, right, at the same time. I'll keep a recorder somehow in the mix there. No, I mean, it's a few years back, I became gainfully unemployed and decided that, I could at least in my part-time start diving into film, so I started getting involved in a lot of other people's projects. And now, for example, I'm really more focused. I really want to develop my own projects. Not that I have anything against anybody else's projects. They're all really good projects, but I can't be involved in everything. I just can't, as much as I would love to. And the hardest thing I had to learn how to do was say no. And it's served me quite well.
You're developing your own thing right now,
Yes.
but you're working on other projects.
Yeah, I actually
right
have
now, or-
about a half a dozen. I think as I was at the Dove Simons class, I am no longer a filmmaker. Now I'm a producer. And when somebody asks what projects you have, you say, I currently have numerous projects in various stages of development. See, right?
There you go.
And it is true. I've looked at a lot of my projects. Next one I want to do, at least that's my project. Obviously, I'm going to be working with you here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But one of my projects that I want to work on is it's a short action film called The Waitress, and That's pretty much all I can say right now because
Top
it's
secret.
yeah.
But
the
you
story's
heard it
not
here
done.
first.
Yes,
It's a waitress in a tank, but that's all that we can
the waitress
reveal.
is the tank. That's the best part.
Like a Grindhouse picture.
Right, right.
So, Eric, good to have you back.
Good to be back.
What's been going on with you since the last time you visited us?
Wow. Well,
And I say us because we were all here in spirit last time.
in spirit, right? Well, geez. I think the last time I was on the show, I announced that Alan and I were officially running for president and vice president of IFASO, or the Independent Film Association of Southern Arizona, and now we are president and vice president of the Independent Film Association.
Congratulations.
And, thanks. And I'm not sure if it's congratulations or condolences, because it's a hell of a lot of work, but it's...
you inherited quite a bit, right?
Yeah, it's, well, mainly what the organization had been built to a certain level, and it was time to take it to the next level. It was time to re-envision it a little bit for where the film industry is today, and frankly, it was an opportunity to take advantage of the fact that our industry has been in such bad shape. And what I mean by taking advantage of is now we can create something out of nothing, and or nearly nothing. So in terms of taking a look at the organization, we've taken a look at every aspect of it. We've reworked our member meetings, we've reworked our networking events, we've reworked the approach of the entire organization. We're creating think tank groups with that are members who are working on specific projects to help build one aspect or another of our strategy, such as getting into the media or raising funds or a variety of other things. And we're creating initiatives that will ultimately create better relationships between local non-entertainment business and local entertainment business to help filmmakers get the resources they need to make films, and therefore create a boost to the economy, which will help those businesses.
For example, like a restaurant that would help cater to local filmmakers at a discount, something like that.
Exactly.
For example.
So one of our strategies is to, which was actually something suggested by a local filmmaker friend, was to work with restaurants to create a package of catering, so that if you have a film and it's going to shoot for X number of weeks, then you go to a variety of different restaurants, get them to offer a discounted rate on their services, and basically create sort of a pre-made package where, okay, I'm going to be shooting for 3 weeks, so this week this restaurant's catering at this time, and then this one's catering at this time, and this one's catering at this time. In other words, the package is ready. You don't have to think about all this stuff, and the restaurants that participate will be the ones who get paid.
Yeah.
So we'll drive business to the restaurants that are willing to participate in the local film industry, and filmmakers will save money and a lot of headaches by not having to coordinate all that on the fly. So that's one of multiple initiatives, and in essence, one of our ultimate goals, other than increasing media exposure, which we have, increasing membership, which we've more than doubled, increasing funding, which we've more than doubled, or just about doubled so far, and increasing the excitement level, the interest in local film in the community and with local filmmakers, is ultimately to create sort of a film incubation program, which will be a place where filmmakers have a lot of resources that have been very hard for them to come by, that are more readily accessible to them. Yeah, pretty much. Which are more readily accessible to them at a reasonable rate, and training programs to help them up their game, people to help them negotiate with investors, et cetera, et cetera. And so things are going quite well. I mean, there's a whole lot of work to do, and I'm trying desperately to condense pages of stuff into a tiny thing.
Those of you at home thinking, man, he sounds like he's talking about some great stuff, but what is he talking about? What is IFASA?
IFASA is the Independent Film Association of Southern Arizona. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization that was accomplished by previous boards, and its goal, very aptly stated, our new slogan is vitalizing the Arizona film industry one frame at a time. So essentially, our goal is to create a commercially viable independent film industry from the ground up through our own work and through relationships with local businesses, because and ultimately the purpose behind this is, of course, we want, as filmmakers, we want to have we want to create opportunities for local filmmakers to live their dream. We want to live our dream. Most of us have to work day jobs in addition to our film work. Most of us have to do a lot of dancing to figure out how to get the resources for our films, and it's difficult. It's truly, film itself is difficult anyway. It makes it much more difficult. But there's
what were you telling me the other day? It's not an art form; it's a business.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But there's a greater purpose, and it comes down to, I think, that filmmakers have a responsibility to the community. Because our industry is pretty much the only industry with the kind of economic potential that film has that has not really been supported by government, has not, in Arizona for a long time, has not really enjoyed a lot of benefits that other businesses enjoy. And as a result, we don't have a really strong film industry now. My wife and I went out to dinner a few days ago on one of those rare occasions when we were actually in the same place at the same time, because I'm doing 300 million things at once.
Are you sure you're married?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm married. Although a lot of people think she doesn't exist because they never see her with me.
I've seen her.
And you've seen her too.
And I've
Maybe.
met her.
So anyway, hi Ginger. Hi Ginger.
She's your wife.
Well, that's what I tell people anyway. No, she's definitely my wife. Anyway, we went out to dinner and we went to a local restaurant, which when we got there was closed permanently.
Oh, wow.
So then we decided to go to another local restaurant that we used to go to. Oh, well, that one was closed permanently too. So then we went to another one, which was also closed permanently. The next day I'm driving to my day job, and I'm getting to the point where I'm seeing so many businesses closing that I'm checking businesses that I like to make sure they're still open. So I look over to my right, I'm close to my destination, I look over to my right to check in on one of my favorite businesses, which is closed permanently. The thing is that when a film is funded properly, when a film industry is funded properly, we can create an environment where there's an economic boom for literally every industry in a town. It's been proved over and over and over and over again. That's why Texas has done what they've done. That's why Austin and New Mexico and all these other states and all these other cities have supported film.